Go for it. So, can you repeat that last thing you just said?
Well, it's just that we're finding in Australia that the cities are somehow taking the lead in sustainability, where the state or provincial governments and the federal level seem unable to handle all the competing interests, really, the complexities of financing and competing interests.
And they're more distanced from the stakeholders, whereas the cities are really used to engaging with the stakeholders in quite complex issues, and so kind of bringing them on board and then determining a direction and moving forward.
Makes
sense. That's why the cities are actually better at this.
Is there friendly competition at all between Sydney and Melbourne?
Friendly competition,
yeah, like in terms of who's greener and stuff?
John has actually been the head city planner at both Melbourne and Sydney.
Oh, so you have the inside scoop in both.
Yeah, well, I used to work for the city, and then I set up a consulting firm, and then I stood for election as a councillor. But it's interesting, just coming back to that point of federal level or the state or the local level, it seems that, and Copenhagen was a very good example where at the federal level and even at the country level, it failed. But our mayor who was there, a woman called Clover Moore, the mayor of the City of Sydney, said she found when she dropped down below the country level and below the provincial level, she was talking to the mayors of other cities, and they were all very excited about it. So it seems to be, the whole issue of sustainability seems too complex at the wider level, but it works at the local level. You know, it's sort of think globally but act locally, and you can only act locally, it's seemingly the way it's working out. You know, and this is local. I mean, you're really, this is as local as you're going to get.
Yeah, no, I know, that's great. Yeah, well, you know, it'd be great to, I mean, you know, if there was, you know, I'm sure there's organizations, groups like this group, the Vancouver Design Nerds in Sydney and Melbourne.
There are a couple, like what Simon Carter's doing. There's a whole lot of people who are just saying we've got to kind of make the whole sustainability agenda more interesting, more like engage the brightest minds to say this is not about a terrible future, this is about a really exciting and interesting future. So how do we make that, how do we contribute to making that happen? And it is an important thing, and it's good that you're connecting with the city, and that's probably what we need to do in Sydney, is to connect these sort of other groups more with people then who can actually activate the ideas and who are really happy to have those ideas. I mean, the city's very ideas driven already, but a few more good things and engagement with other people is never a bad thing.
Yeah, but the city, we've struck the same problem in Sydney with the bikes. You know, people say, you know, there are very few people on the bikeways. What are you taking my car space away?
Yeah.
Same problem.
You know, scorched earth. My God, you're destroying the city. And it's like, well, actually, we're not. We're like any major advanced city in the world, and we're putting bikeways in.
Somehow or other, because we're elected by those very people who are complaining, in a sense.
Yeah.
We're able to talk to them and say, look, no, this is good for you if you can see it in a broader context.
Give us a year.
But so we can talk to the people who are reacting, whereas the people at the provincial level or at the other level can't do it. So it's this local action thing that has to be generated. But in Sydney, we don't have as many groups like you've got. In a sense, the city is. But we could do with more.
But they're not as well connected, I think, which I think is what we need to do. It's really great coming here and kind of seeing how well organised. I'll be looking at your website.
Oh, cool.
It's fantastic.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here, and thanks so much for participating in the Designer Jam. And how long are you in Vancouver for?
Till
Monday.
Till Monday.
Tuesday morning at 6:40.
Oh, wow.
We're taking a train down to Portland.
Oh, Portland. You're going to have you been there before?
No.
Oh, you're going to love it. You know, honestly, Portland is greener than Vancouver. For sure. And culturally, I'd say the amount, you know, creatively, they're also ahead of us a bit. Vancouver's a little more conservative. But again, there's friendly competition between these Portland and Vancouver.
And I hear Seattle's fantastic,
and Seattle's like that too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then we're going to Denver. Well, we're going to Boulder actually, which I hear is really kind of got this little nest egg of zero emissions housing people. And then we're going to San Francisco.
Excellent. Well, enjoy the rest of your time here in Vancouver.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks again for participating.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.